Okay. Yeah, we got normal opening here. Protect with the knight. Aim to get our kingside castle quickly. He lets us complete that. Castle same side, which is defensive. Bishop's already out, so I might go for some pressure here. The idea of that, also want to get my bishop out of the way somehow. So I might be doing something like that to bring more pressure out that way. Need this pawn out of the way though. I'm gonna do the knight first because once I start doing this swap, it's gonna open on that g5 space. Alright, we anticipated that. Don't want to bring him back here because swap on there opens up my king. So we'll just, I don't want to block my queen in there either. If we're going very aggressive, we could bring the queen out here and take if he takes. But we don't really have a follow-up move for that. Potentially we could then bring the bishop out and then do another swap. And then we'd be able to push the pawn up. So I might do that, right? There's times where the material loss, right? So you're going to be doing a pawn for a knight. But if you're going for a quick checkmate, you're not going to need that material. So my queen is in danger. If I move here, he's going to bring his knight down. So he's going to be chasing me around the board, which I don't want. So I'm going to drop him all the way back, assuming he doesn't want a queen trade on this space. I assume he doesn't. I want to develop this more. Now I'm getting into his side of the board. If I come here, he'll probably push up there on the with the pawn, which I don't super like, as there's not a good spot to bring him afterwards. So I'll probably adjust. I had the idea of bringing him this way, but now I think I'm going to bring that bishop pressure over here. Okay, so he's bringing the queen for some support. If I move the bishop out of the way, he's going to have extra pressure on here, but I have the rook protecting. And I really want to get this pawn out of the way so I can get the dark squared bishop involved. Okay. He probably has an idea of that, but that opens up attack there. So I'm not sure that he's going to do that. Okay, so basically have to do a trade here. Otherwise, he's got the fork with my queen and king. Um, Protecting it's not a good idea because then this square becomes weak, which I don't want. And actually just improves my position with bringing my bishop out. Right, I got a spot here. There's an idea of if I can get protection on this space, getting a quick checkmate there. And that protection I might eventually do with this pawn coming up, because we do have the block here, so the king can't put into check. So I'm not sure. Okay, so this isn't a great move, because now he can't connect these rooks to protect, and pawn's in the way. I would have probably preferred if I was him push his pawn up, protection from that knight. Um, the thing is we have this square to drop back to as well. Now, I have an idea of, bishop here, which would be a swap, but I feel like he's just going to go for a queen trade here, which I don't want at this point. Might pressure up with this pawn with the idea of getting to here. Now he'd like to have this dark squared bishop involved, and he doesn't. This light squared at this point can't put any pressure on me. Okay, so he's in a worse spot here, right? Because he can't come back to help anymore. He can only open up, and then once it's open, I have a few options, right? So if I can get my queen to this space, I can get the mate on g7. And because I'm planning to do that, now the question is which rook is worth moving here? Right, like if it's better to move up, bring the rook up, and then, double up on that F file, but it's double enforced by the rook and the queen. That's maybe not the best move. I think I'm going to just bring him out with the idea of bringing this up. He takes, then I take back. Okay, so he knows what I'm doing. Doesn't matter because we have a few options, right? So his queen's protecting here. It's weak because if I can get any other piece here, I can go for the mate. He is protected with the king as well. I might just try something wild, right? With this idea. Pawn rook swap, getting close, and then he can't protect. The only problem is this bishop, which I have to bring back, I think. I could potentially sacrifice, then bring my rook over for that idea. I'm going to bring him back for now. I'm running a little low on time, so I'm going to have to go a bit quicker. I like this, right? That's the problem. Once you have this pin, the protection you think you have, you actually don't. He has no way to get compensated there. And now I also have, like I would make this trade, bishop and rook for a queen. So I'm going to be strong here to try and do a finish. Plus he's super going to be exposed. Okay, so I'd really like to be on this square with my queen. I'm going to protect and then push up. Even if he takes with the knight, I still have an idea of getting to here. Okay, so he's finally getting some of my support off there, but probably too late. I'm gonna try this, right? With the idea that protection's now gone. I am running out of material to complete this checkmate, but I guess I'm +6. So I'll just take more material so that we're not going to let him do that. He wants to take this pawn. I'm not just going to let him take that. Right, because my king is weak. I don't have this open yet. That's fine. We're going to go for more material again. The light squares he does not have protection on. Not sure what he's trying to do really here. I guess he can get that pawn, which will be fine. We'll take here. Right, now he has no chance of promotion either. We have 6 pawns left. So he's not in a good space. I'm going to open this up with the idea of getting my rook helping in this checkmate. I'm just going to be careful that he doesn't come there through 2. He's not going to there. Even an idea of pin here, and then I'd probably take a swap, rook swap, just to simplify. Okay, so this might be mate in 3, or at least get some material here. Okay, you can't escape that. But I think if I'm here, that's mate, right? Close to it. So we'll probably just go for promote one queen to help finish the checkmate. It's probably about time for him to resign, but he doesn't want to give up here. Keeping protection on that pawn. Got the pin. All these are blocked. So that should be mate. Okay, it's a good first game.